Qasas says, Sheikh, I want to ask you about social security system. This means we pay to the government every month about $10, and when we reach our age at 60, the government will give us a pension every month of about $100. It is permissible to join this? I hope you understand. Shukran. Well, Qasas Bay, what you're asking about is known as the Social Security. I think they can call it also as Provident Fund or funding. And the way it is done in so many countries, it is one of two. Either it is mandatory upon employees and they have no say in it. So in some Muslim countries, whether you like it or not, if you're working for the government, before giving you your paycheck at the end of the month, they take off your salary 10% and they inject from their own funding 10% and they put it in an account, they invest it or whatever. If you object and say, I don't want anything to do with it, they say, it's not up to you. Even in some Gulf countries, this is imposed upon the private sector, not only the government sector or the public sector. Even the private sector, they are forced by law that they should deduct a certain percentage of the employee's wage, and they inject a similar percentage by force, by law, and this stays until the employee reaches the age of retirement, whether it's 60, 65, it depends from country to country. The thing that is forced upon you, it is halal to benefit from, because this is something that the government at the end of your employment pays from its treasury, its own treasury. Whether they invested it in haram, whether they invested it with riba interest or elsewhere, this is not your job. Now after retirement, the government that is supposed to take care of me is paying me money on monthly basis for my retirement. There is nothing wrong with that, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal. What is not permissible is when there is a voluntary scheme of provident funds. So if there is a company, a third party, or the government says, listen, you want to contribute in the social security system that we have, then you have to pay X amount of money. And the terms of the contract is so and so. After you reach 60, we give you $100 a month, $1,000 a month, depending on the years of service and your average of the last 3 salaries before retirement. This is haram. Why? Like the 104K in the States, for example, when it's optional. Why is it haram? Because the idea of it is like gambling. At the age of 60, you worked only 20 or 30 years. You've invested with them X amount of money. There is a possibility that you may live until you are 100. So this is an extra 40 years, which consumes all what you have deposited in the 30 or 35 years of service, plus lots more than that. And there's a possibility when you're 60 and you're retired, next week you die. So all what you have given them over the past 30 or 35 years is gone down the drain. And this is like insurance. Why is insurance haram? Because it's gambling. And also it involves riba. Why is it gambling? I'm paying a premium of $2,000 or $3,000 dollars a month for health care, and during the whole year, I never get sick. So my money is down the drain. Next year, I pay the same, third year, fourth year, and I end up paying for 20, 30, 40 years without having any problem or any need to go to a hospital. They're making money off my back. Another person joins in the scheme, pays a premium. Second week, they find that he is in early stages of cancer. So they spend $100,000 in treatment, medication, chemotherapy, rehabilitation, the whole 9 yards. And he has won a deal. For $2,000, I get so many expenses. Likewise, if he undergoes a surgery, delivery, etc. So it's gambling, and it's haram. The only option out of it is cooperative insurance, which, to my knowledge, there isn't a real company that is fulfilling the Islamic conditions in such a case. Therefore, qasas, if it is mandatory upon you, go ahead and use it without any problem. If it's not, then you have to come out of it.